The Age of the Arcanum was a time of great change throughout the world of Kronoja. Now, you might ask yourself, why is this period of time called such? Well, when this age came into being merely 100 years ago, that is when magic as we know it came into existence. But if modern magic is so young, was there anything that came before it? The answer is yes, and that is precisely what we will be covering today. Welcome back, my dear students. It has indeed been far too long. To commemorate our return to the archives, we return to the world of Kronoja, as we cover the most powerful and oldest form of magic in the entire setting. A force of nature known only as the Weald. So open those scrolls, pay attention, and if you have not subscribed already, do so. Now, to start off our lesson, what is the Weald? It is the energy of the world that governs all life upon it. It can be found in every aspect imaginable, from the tiniest rock to the tallest tree and the strongest adventurer. Now, some of you might say that this is kind of like the Force. Yes, but also no. Both are forces of nature, and both have a degree of sentience. But that is where the similarities end. For depending on the perspective, the Weald has a tendency to take on a more unique approach. This is especially true in those few who can channel its energies. These men and women, known colloquially as chosen, I want to say embody an aspect of the Weald, but that wouldn't be accurate, for there is no singular aspect. Rather, once someone is chosen by the Weald, their abilities and appearance take on a specific theme and element. This could range from the great volcanic fires of Telos to the forests of Castrelium and Galaska, to the deserts of Seltan, or the oceans of the Central Sea, or the rodents which crawl through the war-torn streets of Valakaisel. Each is different in their own way, but there are two factors in which all are alike. The first, each of them has a physical trait related to the theme of their chosen. And second, their death is also related. Yes, you heard me correctly. In order to become a chosen, one must first die. Now, before you all get confused and start wondering what I am talking about, allow me to provide a few examples of known chosen in the modern day. The first, Archon Tiberius Welch of the Kingdom of Pietros. He was part of an ill-fated expedition which sank in the Central Sea. He had left as a normal sailor, but returned as a chosen of the sea. Up next, we have Urvas Vulkan, Grand Master of the Knightly Orders of Gilea. He was once a humble airship crew member during the War of the Crystals, when during the Battle of Kashon Peak, his craft was struck by lightning, killing him instantly. returning weeks later as a chosen of lightning. Last on this list, but not last of the known chosen, we have the most recent in recorded history, the Ragged King of Valakaisel, who exerts his dominion over the rodents which call that place home. Outside of these fields, little is actually known about the Weald. In fact, the nature of its sentience is hotly debated among scholars. Some claim that it is simply a force of nature akin to a river with the capabilities of changing course when the time calls. And that is the major consensus. However, there is a small conclave who believe that there is a higher power involved. A god of the Weald, if you will. But despite how long and how hot this debate has gotten, neither side has been able to provide any proof. And so, the answer remains a mystery. Many have already tried asking the chosen themselves, but they hold no recollection of what happened between their death and their rebirth. But who knows? It's possible that that could change. That we might just get an answer. Nah. Alright everyone, if you stayed this far, thank you so much for watching. And now that all this insanity has come to an end in real life, we should be back on to normal schedule. So, if you enjoy this kind of content, be sure to leave a like, a comment for the algorithm. Seriously, it is a pedantic mistress. And I hope to see all of you next time.